Maybe to speak a little bit about the business model for Thumbtack and kind of how that's evolved over the years. What was it like kind of in the earliest days? And then, maybe what were some kind of pivotal moments? Uh,
Yeah, we've had a number of business models over the years. So the Thumbtack marketplace started as there was no business model. It was a free model because we were focused on other things. We had sequenced other pieces of the business before revenue, and I'm happy to talk about that. But then once we started needing to earn revenue, then we tried out a commission model where we took a cut of the completed jobs that were done through our platform. We tried that for a couple months and totally failed. It's funny, I think that the best revenue model for marketplaces generally is commission. That's the Uber Lyft model, the Airbnb model, and many, many others. But for our marketplace, where we're operating across dozens or hundreds of categories of service, it's very difficult technically and operationally to identify who does these jobs for how much and when. So we were unable to build payments into the platform, and thus we were unable to collect commissions. So that failed. Then we moved to subscriptions. So we charged the service professionals, we call them, $40 a month or whatever it was, to be able to respond to leads through our platform. And that worked pretty well. That was the first real source of revenue for Thumbtack back in the early days. This was probably after 2 to 3 years after we started the company. And then we quickly ran into a problem, which was that the subscription model didn't scale with paid online advertising. So SEM and AdWords, for example. So a plumber who's paying us $40 a month, we would get paid the same no matter whether we brought him 100 leads or 2 leads. And so we needed a business model that scaled with the more leads that we brought these businesses. So we tested it and then quickly moved towards a pay-per lead. We called it a pay-per-quote model in the early days because we charged on every single quote that the pros submitted on these jobs. The pay-per-quote model worked fantastically, and that is what carried us forward for the following 5, 6, 7 years. We still today operate on a pay-per-lead model. It's a slightly different version of pay-per-lead. We charge one step even further down the funnel than quote today, but that's where we are. That's where we've been.